Hi everyone, it's Linda G. I just did a show with Mel and I thought I'd come on and do a little bit more because I had so many questions. And then after this, I'm going to do the prayers. Hi everybody, it's Linda G. I just did a show with Mel and I'm going to do prayers after this, but I wanted to just check in because sometimes I have leftover um, requests for answers and for prayers. And I just want to let you guys know I got a really weird hit about, I had this feeling that Tulsi Gabbard is not doing anything for the Trump administration. She's sort of been pushed away, but he can't get rid of her because she's Putin's puppet. And Putin insists that maybe not Putin himself told Trump that, but Putin is insisting that she stays there. I just wanted to give you guys that heads up. And then they just announced that the 84-year-old mother of Savannah, is that her name? Hold on one second. The 84-year-old mother of Savannah Guthre, who lives in Arizona, has been missing since Saturday. She's on specific medicine that if she doesn't take it, she could pass away. And the police said it looks like it was a definite something happened based on the condition of the house. I have a really bad feeling about it, you guys. But I almost feel like it was someone who knew who she was. It could even be a child of a grandchild or something like that. I feel young, feel they were looking for a quick fix of something, and she was an easy target. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I get a bad news on this, but we'll see. I hope I'm wrong, because I can always be wrong. Okay, hold on. Jill has asked, will there ever be investigations into the allegations of abuse for the Epstein files? Absolutely. All this seems to be happening after Trump is gone, but I'm telling you, there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on. Have you noticed a lot of men have stepped down in foreign countries that were mentioned in the Epstein files? And what a shock about Bill Gates. I mean, you think someone, there's a bunch of names that are out that I'm very surprised, especially the Bushes. So we'll get the lowdown. He's sitting up there totally denying he was ever on the Epstein Island, etc. What will the history books say about the resistance in the U.S. from today? This is Mrs. Goro. What will the history books say? It's going to be a lot of made for TV, Ken Burns type style. There's so much to be said. And I see like filtering out, like a rake coming in and filtering out all the nonsense. And even people like Schumer, I was very disappointed him to sit up there and say, we need to send money to Israel for arms. No, you don't. And you know what? He needs to go. So I see people like Schumer, the old crowd, they need to go. Marsha Blackburn is not going to win a seat in Tennessee. It's going to be quite a shock to a lot of people. Why are there not more regulations at these concentration camps to make them safe for the people? Well, I think Mel and I did talk about that. Yeah, because it's totally like the old German camps. They just do what they want. They could care less. Remember when Rachel Maddow started crying when she said they're taking the children? She started crying on the air. Listen, we'll be crying some more, and I'm so sorry that these beautiful young people are being punished. Makes you wonder if there's a God, but I understand what people are saying. What the only thing that keeps me going is that sometimes things were destined before you were even here. Like I signed up with the family that I have, sometimes you were supposed to, like those poor people that Alex and the other lady that were shot in Minnesota, they had signed up for this. That's what the guide showed me. Like they did what they had, and they're glad that it's creating such a movement. Okay. Yeah, last night 45 posted he will end mail-in voting and voting machines. No, he can try, but I don't see him being able to do it. He can't interfere with the state being able to do voting like they want. Oh, is Marco Rubio involved in wanting the Steele dossier compiled? And I read that he was part of it. He was the author of the Steele dossier. There's so much stuff coming out, you guys. Let's just take a look-see and this won't be a very long video, but let's look at the... Tell me about Marco Rubio. What's the outcome for him? And did you see they showed him taking pills and drinking the water, taking pills at a hearing? Yeah. His eyes look, I told you guys before, he looked like he was high on something. The whole gang of them are high. Tell me about the... He didn't get it completed, but he was part of it. There was heat on, and I feel he kind of backed off a little bit. He was trying to push for it, but it turned upside down on him. He was part of it, though. Look. He was the one, and he was trying to do an evil deed. The outcome for Marco Rubio is a hearing. What's the outcome? Marco Rubio's not right in the mind. It's so funny, I couldn't have told you that. Looking at him, I wouldn't have thought he was that bad, but he's that bad. Marco Rubio. He's going to be on the battlefield, trying to gather his money, and his reputation is down. He'll be cut out like a bad seed. All of them will. He has to exit stage left. Big heartbreak. Heartbreaks. Even his family abandons him. The people he loved will leave. And there's a woman in front here that's giving him bad news. So that could be somebody that's a judge or something. Okay. So, I think a foreign country, remember I was telling you guys that, thanks, Denny, did the DOJ release the Epstein files? Apparently they did, and then they removed them, and then they came back. Trump is totally paranoid. Who's the leak? And I feel it is another country. I've often told you that it would be. But isn't it interesting? Do you see anybody in handcuffs yet? Do you see anybody in jail? No, because they're going to act like, well, you can't prove it. So I'm sorry, but right now, as the shock and awe is going on, I see some people are stepping down, especially in foreign countries. But we know who you are. So, Michael Jackson was there too. Last week on January 29th, I was getting ready for work in the morning. Like every morning, I had my wedding band sitting on the counter. When I finished getting ready for work, I looked for my ring, but it was gone. As far as we know, we looked everywhere. Can you see where it went? Will I ever get it back? And if not, is there a reason it randomly disappeared that day? The idea of never finding or replacing it makes me very sad. Remember, it's a material thing. Don't get hooked on material, even though I know the heart thing. I feel darkness, so I don't know if it fell. You said counter. Is it underneath a cabinet or a refrigerator or something? Because I feel it rolled under, like maybe even an entity pushed it off, but I feel it rolled under. That's what I'm getting. Let us know. Oh, yeah. Well, let's look at the Kennedy Center. Sure. Patty wants to know, will orange minutes destroy it? And I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing families, the Kennedy families and private companies helping to rebuild the Kennedy Center. The reason he had to shut it down wasn't to make it great. It's because nobody will perform. Let's look at the outcome of the Kennedy Center. Tell me about the outcome of the Kennedy Center. Gee, it's already almost 12 noon. Time is flying. The Kennedy Center. The Kennedy Center. And let me tell you something about Tulsi Gabbard. I feel like she sort of disappears. I don't know what that's about. I just heard it. So be patient. It's being protected by the Kennedys on the other side. Look at this. Be patient. Look for the light. Magic is before us. A very strong woman, could be a Kennedy woman, is helping it out, and wishes come true. It was trying to be affected by evil, but I'm telling you, he's going to be so short on money, even though he put away a lot of money. He's got so much trauma coming up. He's not going to be able to do a thing. So right now the Kennedy Center is sick and quiet. It could even be up to 2 years before it opens, but it's not because of Trump. It feels like we get back on track and the Kennedy Center goes back to the people. That's what I'm getting. Oh, how about the No Kings March 28th? The No Kings, March 28th. The No Kings, March 28th. How big is that rally? And he won't let you know that it made it. And the last No Kings actually affected him, but he don't let you know that. He just sits there in his chair and craps his pants. The No Kings, March 28th. The cycle is on the up. The march is great. People will be enlightened. People will be there. People will be working hard. A lot of money going towards it. A lot of love coming from it. Wishes come true. It's powerful. It cuts through the bull. It's going to be beautiful, you guys. Yes, the angel of light and mercy is protecting us. This will have a profound effect, you guys. Almost like a connection to universal consciousness. People are so glad to see how many, because it helps us. We're all sitting here with our little group and yeah, screw him, this and that. But it's so wonderful to see millions of people marching. It's just wonderful. So, yeah, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. Someone's saying, Linda, I'm really worried about Elon meddling in the upcoming midterms. And I think I said to you guys, I see him kind of coming out of favor with Trump. Because do you remember I told you that Trump posted on his social, which I don't have, but someone reposted it, that he said that, all the money we give him for the government things, wouldn't it be nice if we could just have that money back? And then what's he going to do? Then what toys can he buy? He'd have to go back to South Africa. I mean, that was a hint right there, okay, you guys? I think he's calling Trump up, kind of telling him off. But he's no longer in Trump's favor. So, no, I don't see him involved in the midterms. He's already in trouble for trying to affect the French. All these people, they're not going to be allowed in other countries. It's beautiful. The ultimate wake-up call, thank you, Denise, for MAGA. Let me tell you, it's pretty huge. The MAGAs that are still in existence that love Trump are very few. It's not a lot of people. There are people writing on social media, I don't know how many times I've seen, Jesus, my neighbor who always had his flag up took it down. There's a lot of people saying, I can't believe I voted for this guy. He's ruined people's lives. You know that bigwig with Cuba, the guy who did all the getting money for Trump, for the Cubans for Trump? They deported him. The guy is not loyal to anyone. He could care less. He said, you suckers believe me about the prices of eggs. And then they're all shocked, but the man lives by lying. And let me tell you something else, and Mel and I talked about this today. He did not win. I'm telling you, they fraudulently were able to get that. He did not win. That's why everybody was so shocked, because if you ask the higher realm who won, they would say her and Mike Waltz. But everybody was shocked. What? And then he won by too much, and he won all the state. Now, he didn't win. He did not win. What will Mondani's greatest accomplishments and challenges be as mayor? I just see him doing this, like cleaning off the table, cleaning up a lot of things, keeping things going. I think he'll make a great impression. I think he'll be and I don't think he ends at New York being a mayor. He could be the next governor. Nicki Minaj, she's a wannabe flip-flop. She wasn't at the Emmys last night. I didn't watch the Emmys, not because I didn't used to like it, but this music, it's not my music anymore. I'm from the 70s and the 80s. So I don't really watch it. I don't know these young kids. So. But I heard it was a good show. Okay. And thanks to YouTube, you can go on, like if you want to see in memoriam, like I like to see with different shows, who's passed. And I did watch that. They had a nice little bit for Ozzy. And little highlights you can watch on YouTube. You don't have to sit and watch the whole thing. The whole Epstein network will get uncovered and crash, Percy. That I do see. It may take a couple of years, but it's happening. But it's got this bright sunlight, the light of the higher powers. We have been living in this blackness for some time, including Israel, which has a lot of underground child abuse, that kind of thing. So the light will shine in. I mean, can you imagine enjoying hurting children? I just don't get it. But this too shall pass. And don't worry too much. Just keep a close eye on your kids. I watch some of those shows, those cop shows, on YouTube and stuff. And some of these cops have to answer calls where these kids are just this one mother was drunk and beat on her 11-year-old kid in front of the two kids who were screaming and crying. She cut her lip and stuff. And she was drunk as a skunk. And her husband was the sheriff. And it's just so heartbreaking to see. And all the cops were telling him, dude, We've been out here how many times? Why don't you leave her? You got to leave her. But she just was just irritating as hell. And I know about irritating as hell. Because my ex-husband was a drinker. And one time he wanted the keys to the car to leave and he was drunk. And probably even as a nurse, but because of good conscience, I took those keys and hid them. And he threw a fit. He was throwing things. He didn't touch me because, you know, he wouldn't be alive. But I called the cops and the cops came in, well-mannered, clean-shaven. And they stood by him. They told him, you know, she has every right to take those keys because you're drunk and you're not driving. And he just was sassy and irritating. I'll have you know, I served in the U.S. Navy. And they were like, yeah, we served in the Marines, you know. But I wish they would have grabbed that bully club. Boom! But no, they didn't. They were very patient, very professional. They were very kind. So, but he just hated it when I wouldn't let him drive. So, okay. Will there be any ramification for Bruce Springsteen because of his beautiful song? Wanda's asking. No, I see him going up. Too many people like him than not like him. Is Michael Cohen not authentically, Joanna's saying, is he not authentically remorseful for his actions for Trump after all? Yeah, he's remorseful. And yeah, he's in the Epstein files. So he was kind of hoping for a pardon. Trump isn't going to talk to him. I don't see Trump wanting him around at all. He's blown it. Poor Michael Cohen. He's going straight downhill. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one, JR. Why won't all the psychics make a prayer for the government to treat the people better? I'm doing prayers as soon as I end this, so why don't I do that? Let me write that down. Prayers for, let's pray for the children. And prayers for the children. You know, energetically, it's really, really tough when you hurt children. It's not, it doesn't go on your good record. You know, you can be bad in your younger years or think negative things, but as long as you grow and as long as you realize that you shouldn't have been thinking that way, or even have an attitude of people from different nations, you go vibrationally higher. So you've got to do that. Oh, the Board of Peace. Pat said, is the Board of Peace going to do anything before it becomes a nothing burger? It already is a nothing burger. I don't even think Putin joined you guys. Gaza's getting medical care right now. I saw that. I'm telling you, I see Netanyahu slowing down a little bit because you might not have seen it, but there's a lot of rioting going on in Jerusalem against Netanyahu. And it's people who say, we don't want this to go on. We don't want this to go on. We don't want you hurting more Gaza people. So, did Republicans pay for the Steele dossier? Yes. You know, I think the FIFA will move to either Canada or Mexico. I see just, you know, he's charging, what, $10,000 for a visa? No. Exit, stage left. I'm supposed to be doing an event in Canada with Kevin. We'll be talking about it this week. And I've never been to Canada. I've got to use my passport, which is still good. But, you know, I'm even worried what happens. So are they going to... I need to find out the do's and don'ts before you leave the United States. Will the former governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, win the U.S. seat? I heard yes, and I've heard this before. So, um, will Trump still try to run? No, he won't be alive. Oh, any insights into a new report regarding Tulsi Gabbard and a whistleblower complaint that's been kept from Congress for 8 months? It'll eventually come out. They put it in a safe, I heard. Trump doesn't want it out. Putin doesn't want it out. Okay. Will ICE lose their protection after felon leaves office? And then not only are they going to lose their protection, there's going to be a lot of them have to go, like they found out the two that shot that poor man, Alex. They will go on trial. They are going to be taken out. And the IRS lawsuit is a nothing burger. What will ultimately bring the left and the right together to fight for our democracy? What will, it feels like a hand of something above. I see a lot of ET interaction, like people knowing there's something outside this world. I see a lot of struggle, and I've told you I see earth changes happening all over the world, not just the United States. Like over 100 people died in this freeze thing that happened. So I see people helping each other because the government's not helping us. I just see people coming together and helping. You'd be surprised how many less people. You know, he's over there complaining. Trump wrote on a Truth Social, all the Democrats are trying to prevent people from getting tickets for my wife's show. And then he posted a fake poster of a big crowd and said they were in line to go see Melania. It was a total fake. It's such a lie. Everything he says is a lie. And he said that, it's the Democrats. And I said, I don't know, because Elon Musk removes anything if it's not to Trump's liking. I said, well, what about your thousands and thousands of red hats? Why don't they go to the movie? Not even them are buying tickets. So what does that tell you? The opening night, Barron didn't show, Kelly Conway didn't show, and who's that speaker for him? The speaker that Stephen Miller didn't show. He's what was I thinking? The for Trump. It's so humiliating. People just are not showing up, and it's a falling. It's already. I think it's out on video now. Okay. Yeah, I just answered about Savannah Guthre. I don't see a good outcome for that. And I almost feel with Savannah Guthre's mom that it's related to somebody who knows her. I don't know if it's family or someone within the family, but I feel somebody may be looking for a quick something to get something with. That's what I'm getting. The outcome of the 2020 election boxes taken by Trump and Tulsi Gabbard is a nothing burger. They had so many recounts. Trump ordered I don't know how many, and Bill Barr just came out and said again, I told him I don't know how many times. We inspected, we looked at it, and no, it wasn't stolen. And he just was furious at Bill Barr. That's when he fired him. The one good thing Bill Barr did was stand up to him on that. Yeah, some of the MAGAs who are waking up to Trump's lies will join and defeat Trump. There's a lot of them. If they're in a family, some people are out, some are in, but I don't see them saying out loud they're not going to vote for him, but they're not going to vote for him or anybody related to him. Yes, the new Democrats coming in are going to work, definitely. But we're going to build up some more, are going to work for this country. We're definitely going to get some more Democrats, younger ones, progressive, coming in. This whole United States of America, I do see probably Gavin Newsom. He's no spring chicken by the time he gets in, but he thinks he's smart on his feet, and he thinks in terms where the younger group will be able to talk to him. But people like Chuck Schumer, Pelosi's already going. A lot of these guys, they were good at the time, but they're, you know, the Dems were too much about tradition and you need to do this. No. And by the way, those Republicans could care less about what you do. Johnson stepped on every suitable law that we had. He held up us swearing in the lady who won in, was it Arizona or New Mexico? He just held it up because he could. So, yeah, it's horrifying what's coming out on the files. I know Governor Abbott is going to lose, but I don't know who's going to take it. But when we get more close to that, we'll look. Oh my God. A few years ago, this is from Mianti. South African farmers were convinced, white South African farmers, to go farming in Russia, promising them safety, etc. Could your guys tell us what has become of them? They put a lot of them out on the front line. That's what happened to them. Joe Biden is hanging in there. Boy, he sure is in better shape than Trump. You don't see him sitting there dozing off. He's hanging in there right now. He knows what's going on. He reads the newspapers. Who is Barron Trump's mother? Ivanka is. I don't know if people tried to change that, but that's her son. I know people said, who's the real? No, they're saying is Ivanka. No, it's Melania. Sorry, it's Melania. Sorry, did I say somebody else? Barron Trump's mother is Melania. Okay. No, the Alex Pretty video was not AI generated or modified. It may have done, they may have put in some fake things looking like he was doing something bad. Well, let me tell you, that man was taken out. No, I don't see Spencer Pratt. Somebody's asking who the next governor of California is going to be. I don't see Spencer. I'll be honest, I don't get the feeling yet. When we get closer to who's running, I'll let you know then. So, all right, you guys. I'm going to do my prayers now. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for so much for watching my show with Mel. Thank you for all these questions. You guys rock. I'll catch you later. Cheers. Bye.